My name is Michael Anderson. I am a professional artist and illustrator. I work in traditional and digital mediums. I'm a plein air painter and an avid sketcher. It seems like I always have several sketchbooks and drawing apps going at the same time. Working in a small sketchbook allows me to paint in situations where an easel or a lot of gear just won't work. The portability and simple setup of working in a sketchbook make it a natural choice whether I'm urban sketching or painting plein air landscape studies. My entire painting kit, pictured here, fits into this small backpack. Today I'm sketch hunting at Rock Spring Park in O'Fallon, Illinois. It's very hot and humid, but I think I would like to try to capture this view. I'm set up on a bench in a shady spot and I'm ready to begin. This light pencil sketch is the skeleton on which I will hang my colors. I spray a few shots of clear water into my field box and directly on the pencil sketch too. Using a number 10 brush, I drop in a stroke of ultramarine blue, an area of sap green, a band of raw sienna, and finally a purple mixture of ultramarine and opera rose. This light wet into wet wash is my background. I'm very careful not to brush back into the wash until it is totally dry. Today, that will take about 25 minutes. I use the time to eat a snack and clean my brushes and palette before I proceed. Patience with this simple step is the key to happiness in watercolor. Now that the background is completely dry, I paint in the tree shapes. Each brushstroke becomes a flat wash. I work from left to right across the page. Smaller shapes, painted with viridian, represent trees in the distance. I brush on sap green into larger shapes for trees that are close. With a light touch, I use the edge of a paper towel as well as a damp but clean brush to lift up any excess water remaining on the page. This move prevents any backwash into the tree shapes as they are allowed to dry. Now I charge my brush with a darker mixture of Winsor blue, opera rose, and burnt sienna to paint a series of shapes that represent the walking trail. An area is left unpainted to create a negative shape that indicates the striping on the asphalt walk. With my brush, I lift out an area that I accidentally overpainted. I add another large shape with a flat wash of yellow ochre, again lifting out the excess water to suggest a middle ground. By now, the tree shapes are dry, and I can use a water brush to add details to the sketch. I paint a number of brush strokes to suggest leaves, branches, and tree trunks. These brush lines are a type of personal drawing shorthand. I add details to the tall grasses behind the trees, and with my brush lay in some cast shadows to further define the ground plane. I paint in the final element in my composition, a dark tree mass on the left that stands against the light of the painted scene beyond. With the water brush, I add a few more details here and there to tie it all together. I sign and date the page. The important thing is to take your time and think ahead when you paint in watercolor. This sketch took about 2 hours in the field to complete. Back at the studio, I remove any excess pencil work with a kneaded eraser. I use a rigger brush to add some fine lines for a few more tree branches and grasses. My day of sketch hunting is now complete. Thank you for watching.